So, okay. Hello, welcome. This is my video on what the difference between self-paced doula course from Catholic Doula program is and the fast track class. So the main difference is that we do Zoom calls like this. So we're going to get on Zoom and you're going to be able to see your teacher. And then I usually do is I share my screen. So I'll share the screen and I'll go through each module. This is module 1. I usually give module 1 out as a sample to people. So I don't mind sharing this on a video for anybody who hasn't enrolled yet. So this is like, we go over your agenda for each module. And I usually read most of the slides. Sometimes I might skip over a few things because of time constraints. So I do expect students to read everything as well. I don't, sometimes we just don't have time for everything. So I say I'll skip these few slides and go to the main information, like defining what a doula is, for instance. And sometimes I just have to skip a few things just because I have two 40-minute sessions for the Zoom. So we get on for 40 minutes. We go through as much as I can in 40 minutes, and then we get off. I have like a 5-10 minute break because the Zoom thing has to download everything I just did. And that just gives me time to kind of think for a few minutes on what we're going to cover for the next 40 minutes. And the next 40 minutes is usually more on about the doula classes. Sometimes I'll do discussions, but a lot of people are shy, so we just kind of have questions and answers at the end, usually, of the class. And also, there are discussion questions in the course, but I usually waive all that for the fast track. And there's a lot of discussion questions. So you'll get the waive. You don't have to do any of the discussion questions unless I think there's something important. Or I could just say optional if you want to do that discussion, whatever. But most of the time when I'm doing a live class or a fast track class, I don't make anybody do the discussions. But if you're self-paced, I am going to say, yes, please do as much of discussion questions as you can, or at least one per section. So like this is section 1.2, at least do one question if there's a question in there. I don't know if there's really a question in this section because it's mostly about the timeline assignment. So let's go to like 1.3. So this one, I do have a discussion question in here. I think it's here. Oh, that's how it's going to be. Okay, this is the discussion question. Have you experienced birth land? How would you find comfort and birth? Look at the author's definition. So that's in my book, Comfort and Birth Method. So that would be like a discussion question, but you can waive that question if you're on the fast track. I kind of waive some of the questions. You can still answer if you want to. You just don't have to turn it into me. And there is 2 different classrooms that we use. So I'm going to kind of share what that looks like. I think if I just go to this link, okay, you're going to be able to see my screen. So these are the Google Classrooms that I have. One of them I'm attending are doulas. Okay, so this is Doula self-paced and fast track. So we use the same classroom for this course for both students usually. Now, if you don't have a Gmail address, because I have a few people that don't have Gmail, you are welcome to go to Think of It Classroom. So that's a little bit different laid out, but this is just, I'm going to just show you a little bit how this classroom looks like right now. So the classroom's the same for both self-paced and fast track. You'll have your welcome packet. You'll have, these are just little extra videos, certification requirements, kind of like a checklist of what you need to turn in for that. And this is like an easy peasy checklist. So we asked you to do 7 case studies in the class. Handout assignments, like there's different assignments in each class that ask for a handout. And after 7, I just say you don't have to do anymore. So if you've got 7 handouts in the first 4 modules and you don't want to do any more handouts, that's fine. Okay. There's module projects. Those are like a piece project. There's different module projects. You can just check off those when you've done them. The cultural project, I think, is kind of in one of the modules, is considered a module project. That one's required for your cultural competency. There's a final project, like a final certification project. And then there's quizzes. And so, so these are some other examples of what it looks like. And I have starred like required ones that I would like y'all to do for assignments, like letting go of fears assignment, the benefit of doulas, which is like a handout, make your childbirth timeline assignment. Those are required for the fast track people. The self-paced, I would prefer that y'all do more of the work, more stuff in here. So you would go in here and look at the question and go ahead and answer those questions. If you're self-paced, you would go ahead and answer the other questions. If you don't have the birth partner book, don't worry about it. We can skip that one, for instance. But most of I decided not to really use birth partner, so that's kind of optional. So this is basically your checklist for what to do. Is for the self-paced, I expect them to do most of the work unless we've discussed beforehand that I'm going to waive something because they're cross-certifying or something like that. Otherwise, you would do everything in here, and then the fast track people get to do just the start assignments. I hope that helps a little bit too. You just get to do the start assignments. I usually star the ones that I think are the most important, and then I'll put due dates on the star ones. So once we get started for the fast track, I will put due dates in. You don't have to do it by the due date. I just had some students need a little bit more mentoring. So if you need a little more mentoring, then I think it's better just to put due dates in. That way a student has an expectation of when they need to do an assignment. The quizzes are not automatically graded in this classroom. I just put the quizzes in here. You turn them in. Make sure you put the questions and answers on there. Now I'm going to show you what this Thinkific classroom looks like. This classroom is over here. Now I can only show you what the admin side looks like. Sorry, well, I can show you what this looks like. This will look like the same for everybody. This let me see if I need to share the right screen. Making sure I'm sharing the right screen. Sorry. I'm not sure if I'm sharing it. Now I think you all can see this. Okay, so it'll have like how to use the course, an intro video, some notes about the modules, and then there'll be the actual module link. So this kind of just breaks down what it looks like in Thinkific. So you're going to get a little, and the quizzes in Thinkific are going to be automatically graded. So if you want to do a little bit of both classrooms, I suggest, sorry, it's flying here, stupid flies. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, it's summer. Okay, can't help it. Okay, anyway, stupid things. Okay, we have videos. So there's more videos in here. I cannot put any videos in the other classroom. There's just not a way to put them in there like this. There's not like enough upload space in the Google Classroom. So if you're on Fast Track, I will send you all the recordings of the class. So you'll get all the recordings. I'll just email them to you. So you don't have to sign up for the Thinkific classroom or anything to get that. If somebody prefers just to have their quizzes graded automatically, they can come over here and do just the quizzes, for instance, and then they'll have all those graded. We do kind of a classroom point system in the Thinkific classroom. So if you keep up with your points, then you get to do so many points per classroom, and then I have like a little freebie item in some of the ends of the classroom. I haven't set all this one up yet. I have up through module 5, I think, or something like that. But I'm trying to set up the rest of it. I may have to record. See, some of this isn't recorded yet because I just didn't have the time to do it yet. So if anybody's in the Thinkific classroom and they just want the recordings, I'm okay with doing that for either class. But main difference is the fast track people. I also will do with the fast track people is I'll give them one time slot with me by myself for 40 minutes if they need it, just for like an extra session. as long as they've signed up, you know, within the recent year. I'm not gonna say for any back here people. This is for people who pay me the actual bigger amount of funds that they put into the class. Because like normal price for the fast track 600, and usually I'm discounting it some lately. So anyway, but I just feel like y'all probably expect a little bit more. So I'm gonna do is offer one time kind of, I guess like you would say, a mentoring slot. So that one-time mentoring slot should be done within the first 6 months of class. Otherwise, it's you forfeit it, because I want to keep up with who's done the class recently and prefer y'all do that within the first 3 months. So the fast track people would get like a little extra Zoom thing. So even if you're in another country, we should be able to do Zoom, I'm thinking, because I had somebody ask me about what's the difference between doing this and that from another country. So if you're in another country, we should be able to get on Zoom, I'm thinking, because I've had people on Zoom in other countries. So that would be probably the best way to talk to each other if we want to just talk and have a session together. So this is just the Thinkific classroom. It's not all the way set up though. That's the main difference is also the Google Classroom has everything in it. So let me go back. Let's see if I'll just, okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the classroom again. So I have in the Google Classroom, it says 2023. That means that's the updated modules. And further down, I have some older stuff in there. Just ignore that, because I am going to eventually delete some of this, but I haven't had a chance to delete all of it yet. So I'm just leaving out there just in case somebody in the past needed the other sections. But just go by the ones that say 2023 in this classroom. And then we've got like all the students. See, we got lots of students in here. See, I've got a long list of students in here. And then the stream, so I can tell you a little bit about, that's just where I make announcements, but you can also write in here too. I believe anybody can write in the stream section. So there's a little more interaction in the Google Classroom. The Thinkific, I think if in the discussion area, other students can see other discussions, but honestly, I don't go into the Thinkific as much. To me, it's just easier to do the Google Classroom. If somebody's doing the Thinkific, I'll check in with them as much as I can. But they have to email me their assignments, because there's not a place to put it at in there. Not really, unless you just put it under discussions. So anyway, I'm hoping this helps answer the questions a little bit. The fast track is just going to be more, I guess, more mentored a little bit more. You have deadlines a little bit more. And I give you one mentoring slot, at least for right now, with me as a separate, gift. And that's kind of the main difference. And then the self-paced, you're just kind of going on your own. You're doing your own pace and things like that. Again, and I hope this answers the questions a little bit. And we also have a postpartum doula self-paced fast track classroom. So it's basically similar kind of setup. The only difference is with the postpartum, I now have a Smart Mother Model Manual, which is all in one manual versus the PowerPoints, but we still have the PowerPoints up there. So if somebody wants the PowerPoints, they can still have them. Anyway, I hope that helps answer the question. If you have any other questions about fast track, let me know. I'm just trying to think of the best answer. I guess that would be the best way. And also, for both programs, I'm having a year time limit with no extra charge. Let's put it that way. I'm starting to do a grading certification charge, because if somebody spends over a year in a class, I'm thinking they're either not motivated or maybe they just needed a little extra help or something. So that fee just kind of helps take care of any extra time that I would have to spend with the student. So that's just a $49 extra fee. but you still get a digital certificate unless you request a paper certificate, because I usually don't do the paper certificates. And if you want to do a paper certificate, I just expect maybe a little extra for shipping, because I have a good printer, unless I need something for print a special paper or something. But anyway, that's usually I don't charge an extra fee. It's just kind of like an extra grading fee after a year. That's just for new students for 2023. Starting since March, I think is when I started doing that. I'll grandfather anybody in that's been in the past, because I don't want to make anybody mad. So anyway, that's kind of how it works. And I hope this answered your question. If you need to know, I can also maybe there might be a little bit more other mentoring. You know, I'm more available to try to, with the fast track, I'm also a little bit more available to, I guess, answer questions via email. But I usually answer questions anyway with self-paced. It's just I guess that's the main difference, is just having the deadlines, the less work. You know, you only have to do the starred stuff, things like that, unless someone's come in and say, I have experience with this or that, then I will waive things for that. Or if somebody's cross-certifying, then I can take, like, maybe I'll go look at what Donna, you cross-certifying with Donna, for instance, then I'll go and see, okay, they require book reviews. Okay, then I'll just waive the book reviews. Or they require, you know, see what their requirements are similar to mine, and I'll just waive anything that's similar to my requirements. If there's something different, like maybe Donna requires a burst, but I'm requiring more of a community project. So a community project is something that's sort of skills that you get to work on. Now, if you've done some bursts in the past, I can count those, and we can just skip that if you want to. But I think the community project is still a good idea for y'all to just do. And anyway, even if you are cross-certifying, so I expect some kind of project, you know, even if you're cross-certifying. It might be just something, it could be a smaller, shorter project if you want, like maybe that peace project, for instance, which I can explain a little bit later if you want that. To know more information, it's in my book, or it's in some of the books. I wasn't able to put the peace thing in one of my editions for some reason. That Drafted Digital is kind of picky on that. I can't put any lines or journaling lines or anything like that. I can't make it look like a journal. So they don't take journal books. So if you don't have a copy of the book that has a peace project in it, I'll just send you a Word document on what that looks like. So that might be something you might want to consider. Anyway, I guess that's all I can think of to say today. And I hope you really enjoy the course. If you're already in the class and you just needed a little more information, or if you're just wanting to join the class and need to know more information, I will put this on YouTube. And then if you go to CatholicDoula.com, you can look at our prices. And I also do some partial scholarships. So if someone's a stay-at-home mom and they're just wanting to do self-paced, I can do a discount. I've been, you know, I work with people on the price structure usually. So just let me know and I'll consider it, you know, just depending on financial need and things like that. So otherwise the prices are as they are. And then sometimes I will do like sales and special deals throughout the year. Just depends on probably my best sale is probably around Christmas time. So you'll get a little deeper discount just around then. And then I also think the $200 off fast track is a really good deal. So I've been doing that mostly lately. So I am probably going to go up just a tiny bit over summer, just say $425, just to help cover the book fee, because I do have to pay for my author books and then ship them to you. And I ordered some recently, and I hope that's enough for right now, but I may have to order more, and it costs me for printing and shipping. And so I'm probably just breaking even when I ask for $25 extra, just because of having to get it shipped and things like that. Okay, so thank you, and I will get out now. And if somebody has any questions about payment plans, let me know that too as well. I do payment plans too.